All right, it's 7 a.m. on Monday morning, and last week we got an emergency call from our boys over at Virginia Tech. They're in the EcoCar Challenge building a custom electric vehicle to go compete in a series of next-gen vehicle tech challenges. And just last week, they blew up their IDM 190. They called shops around the country trying to find a replacement. They could only find one with that motor in stock, and we just happened to be 3 hours away from the competition out in Yuma, Arizona. So we've loaded up my truck and we're headed out there to go save the day for their EcoCar Challenge, competing out at the GM Proving Grounds. Let's go see if we can save the day. All right, so if you're like me, you may be wondering just what is the EcoCar Challenge. And as I started talking with Anthony and Alec and their team at Virginia Tech, I started to learn a lot about how cool this program really is. So it's a 4-year challenge. It's been happening since the 90s, and really the initiative has been to go out and modify an OEM vehicle to become as efficient as possible. And there's a bunch of different tests that they run through, but the students are learning real world skills around engineering, but also something that's hands-on that they can take into the workforce with them. The big end goal of the EcoCar Challenge is to build relevant job skills for these students. So what we've got here is a Cadillac Lyriq that the students are now in year 3 of developing with. Year 1 was all simulation. Year 2 was starting to tear the system down and build out the vehicle that we see in front of us. And year 3 is their first time getting to do some on-road testing with this. They're doing some advanced autonomous driving. They're doing efficiency 0 to 60. Bunch of really different cool tests, and these students are now putting all that to work right here in this Lyriq. This is the Virginia Tech Lyriq that they're building out, and right now we're here swapping the motor. All right, I don't want to stress them out too much, so I'm not going to ask them questions right now, but they're getting ready to drop the motor out before they put the new one back in. Check it out. All right, we're here with Anthony from Virginia Tech. Anthony, tell us about what you're doing here. What year are you? What school are we with?
So I'm from Virginia Tech. Just finished my graduate degree in mechanical engineering. We're here with the hybrid electric vehicle team. So we're part of the EcoCar EV Challenge. We're working on modifying this Cadillac Lyriq to have all new propulsion systems and all these autonomous features that we're adding in.
Awesome. So you called me 2 weeks ago. Urgent need of a motor. What happened? Yeah. How are we here?
So we had a little mess up on our old motor,
okay.
And we had to get a new one in. It's hard to find one anywhere around the country, so You guys really came in clutch and were able to help us out.
Awesome. Threw it in the back of my truck, drove it down here. They're in Yuma. It's not that big of a lift. It was a 3-hour drive from Arizona, but how could we say no? It was pretty serendipitous. You guys were this close to us. We had one in stock. Pretty awesome.
The stars really aligned.
Yeah. So what's the goal here? Getting the new motor in, getting it installed. You gonna have wheels spinning by the end of the day, you think?
We're gonna hope we can. It's just a matter of getting all the parts moving together. So we have to get the motor up, attach all the coolant lines, attach the high voltage, and then
get it commissioned, initialized.
Yup. Yeah. Make sure all the software's up to date. Get the half shafts in. So it's quite a process, but we're making it through.
Yeah. You guys are doing good work. Keep it up, man.
Yep. Thank you.
So we're here with Alec from Virginia Tech. Alec, tell us about your role on the team and a little bit about the EcoCar Challenge.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm Alec. I'm the project manager, and so what my job on the team is to help serve all of my sub-team leads, whether working on the different sub-projects on the team and making sure we're hitting deadlines, deliverables, and overall just working well and working as a well-oiled machine as a team.
Yeah, well-oiled machine. So you guys had a few different sub-teams. You've got the mechanical engineering team, electrical too, or what are all the teams you've got combined here?
Yeah, so we got 6 different sub-teams. We have 3 technical and 3 non-technical. Our 3 technical ones are here this week working on the vehicle. We have SDI, which stands for System Design and Integration. They focus on all the hardware and some of the electrical work on the team. We have Propulsion Controls and Modeling. They work on writing the software that actually spins the wheels, runs the motors, and puts us out on the track. And then we have our last sub-team, CAV, which stands for Connected and Automated Vehicle. And they work on all the level 2 autonomous features such as lane centering, adaptive cruise control, and features like that on the vehicle.
Awesome. So give us like the quick high level, what's the goal of the EcoCar Challenge?
So the goal of the EcoCar Challenge is to redesign the electric powertrain and the autonomous features of the stock 2023 Cadillac Lyriq.
Awesome. Very cool. Thank you so much, Alec. This is super exciting. I'm excited to see your team go out and crush it.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
All right, new motor's about to go in. We got motor mounts on. We got the new coolant hoses connected. They're just about ready to mount it in. They just got to get the new stub inserted so it's ready to go and connect to the CVs. All right, mission accomplished. The old motor is out, the new motor is installed, and these guys are just about ready to spin it up. Unfortunately, we don't have time to stay for the full EcoCar Challenge this year. We gotta head back to Gilbert, but on our way, we're gonna make a pit stop at our friends over in Yuma. All right, so we just left the GM Proving Grounds and the EcoCar Challenge and landed at Arizona Western College. Our friends over here starting their first EV program this year. We provided them with the training hardware, everything they need to teach their course, so I'm excited to go check it out and see what their space looks like. All right, so this is awesome to be over here at AZ Western with a school that is using a lot of the equipment that we help provide to schools to teach EV programs. So over here we've got the electric go-kart for our Intro to E-Mobility course. This is a 48-volt system, and Jesus has done a really good job of making this their own. They've installed an ignition switch over here, so they have a key that they can use to disable it when they're not trying to drive it, so they can drive it around campus and then park it and then get back into it and use it however they want. It's a great also teaching moment for them to be able to show how this can act as a safety measure and enable or disable the system to be on or secured, which is really cool. And then over this way, we've got our 2 high voltage training benches. These are 100-volt systems that come with a Hyper 9 motor, custom battery systems, and everything is open box. So you can see we've got glass lids here so they can use it to teach. And as you'll see when we talk to Jesus, they've got students already doing component sorts and talking about all the components that go on these systems. So really cool to see this space in action at one of these schools teaching these programs. Jesus, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do here at AZ Western?
Yeah. So here at AZ Western College, we are having this electrical vehicle program. I am the program coordinator for an innovation and modernization. So it was such a cool thing that we were able to bring this right here with the Hyper 9 motor too, which is such a great system, to teach the students how to safely work on these, how to troubleshoot. I know in your guys' training they told us you can take all the wires out and have the students redo it. That's such a cool thing that we can do with this.
I love it too, because you're already making it your own. We looked over at the go-kart and he's already installed like an ignition switch so they can take it anywhere, lock it out. And that's one thing we love about all these tools is they're built in a way that they're built by instructors for instructors, so you can make it your own and make it a tool that you want to use in your classroom. I love that, doing component sorts out on the table, so love what they're doing here. This is awesome.
Yeah, perfect.
So we got to go see GM Proving Grounds and them using the parts that we sell to get that Cadillac Lyriq up and running. Now here at AZ Western, you get to see some schools that we're working with and what our education programs look like with boots on the ground. We'll head back to the shop and check out and see what R&D's are. What's What's up, guys? We're back at the LegacyEV headquarters here in Gilbert, Arizona. It was a late night coming back from Yuma last night, but you got to see the education side of the business, supporting our schools that are out there teaching about EVs. You got to see the parts side of the business out there delivering parts to businesses out there doing really cool projects. And now we're here with the R&D team, getting to see the really cool projects that we're doing. We got Rob, CEO and founder.
What's up? I'm so excited to show you what we got going on here. We have more projects going on in the shop right now than ever. So let's go check it out.
All right, as we take you through some of the projects we've got going on here at LegacyEV, it's fitting to start with the Cadillac because we also want to tell you a little bit about how we got here today.
Yeah, love it. So yeah, a little throwback to one of the first builds we did, the 66 Caddy. Built this car back in 2021. Most of you probably seen it before. If you haven't, go check it out. It's one of my favorite builds we've ever done.
When we built this thing, it was a rush for SEMA. I lived in a travel trailer for 2 weeks in front of the shop while I was also training for a marathon. It was a crazy story.
Yeah,
save that for another video.
Yeah, and the funny thing about this car is it didn't even ever go to SEMA. It sat in a trailer in the parking lot because we didn't have the wheels in time.
That's right.
But those were the early days.
All right, so I think it's fitting to go from Rob's 66 Caddy over here to the red Caddy that we're building for Nate Burleson. Why don't you tell him a little bit about this project?
This is awesome. Of course, I'm a Caddy guy, love it. Nate Burleson reached out. This is a 68 convertible Caddy, wanted to convert it to electric. Already had paint, already had interior. So we're just focused on the powertrain on this one, but really excited about the rear suspension system we're putting in it. Felton 55 kilowatt hour pack. Might still go with an extension pack, not sure yet, but fun project for sure.
I think it's fitting to talk a little bit how this ties into the overall business. People often ask us, how do we maintain our subject matter expertise on EV technology to teach the world's technicians about this stuff? And it's really projects like this, being able to build really cool new tech that helps us inform what we should teach technicians about.
So it's been 5 years. What is your favorite project that we've done?
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite stories to tell is when we converted all the vehicles on the set for Yellowstone's 1923 prequel to the Yellowstone TV show, made them electric. Because everybody that watches that show, nobody knows they're electric, but they are.
Yeah, I love that show. I love just about everything Taylor Sheridan does. So yeah, watching that and seeing our vehicles moving was a good moment for me too.
What was yours?
Mine has got to be Project E live conversion at SEMA.
Yeah.
Driving it into our booth gas powered, using technicians who've been through our training program and having them convert it to electric in 4 days and drive it out of our booth electric powered, to me is still one of the scariest and coolest things that we've been a part of.
And really got to showcase all three pillars of the business, which was the parts side, the education side, and the R&D side, all coming together under one project.
Yeah, so enough about the past. Let's talk about the future.
All right, so we don't have time in this video to get into the nitty gritty on every build we've got going on right now.
But what we can do is we can show you a little snapshot of, we got this one, this one, this one, this one. But I say we go check out the next vehicle that we're gonna have wheels spinning in the shop, and that is NBA superstar Bradley Beal's Porsche. This system is one of the biggest, baddest systems we've installed in a vehicle. It's an 800 volt. I'm not going to give you any more of the specs because I don't know any of them. Do you?
It's got an IDM 375, so it's going to make 375 kilowatts of power at peak. You said you didn't know anything else. Come on, dude. What's up? I think people are going to ask, why are we going 800 volts on this system? And I think that's a great question. I want to save that for the deep dive on this video.
You don't want me to bring up 800 volt?
No. Oh. I think it's good to tell them that it's 800 volts, but I think they're going to want to know why. Like, so many systems are 400 volts, so many OEMs are 400 volts. There's like a handful of OEMs that are 800 volt systems. So why is that? But 800 volts, when you go to a DC fast charger, you get way more power to charge faster, right? Then you can throw in an IDM 375, which is an 800 volt motor, gets way more power than the IDM 190, which is a 190 kilowatt power output system, runs on 400 volts. So we're gonna get more power, faster charge time. It's gonna be a beast. It's gonna shred tires.
Yeah, and this is another car, came to us, painted, interior done, pretty much ready to go. Just pull out the gas system, put it in an EV system, call it good. Bradley, I hope you're ready. It's gonna be a fun car. You and I still need to get on the court for that game of pig.
So like I said earlier, a lot of these projects out here inform how and what we teach in all our courses. If you wanna learn more about the builds we've got going on here at LegacyEV and what goes into making awesome EVs like this, like, subscribe, and follow along for more.